This is a spotlight review of the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 NECA Toys exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Figures set. Right. This is basically a downsized version of their 1/4 scale Ninja Turtle figures, which I do own. There's a lot of similarity, basically. There's a little bit in the change of articulation, but outside of that, the only real difference is that you're getting all 4 figures in one set than having to buy every single figure separately for the exact same cost of one another, being basically almost like $100 each. So, yeah, I mean, you do pay quite a bit for this, but as an end result, you do actually get more out of this than you do with the actual figures that are on my shelf here. Anyway, with that said, let's not get too far off a topic here because this is going to be a very long video. Let's take a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel, and it's really big. This is really tall here. There's no way I'm going to get this all on camera here, so I'm going to have to do the best I can, and you're just going to have to accept the way it is. So, as I got it positioned as best as I can to get everything on here, which I'm failing at, as you can see down there. Oh well, it is what it is. So, it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Figures, right there. The Figures. Very hard to see, but it's right there. Now, this box is actually a recreation of the original VHS cover, which I do not have anymore. Womp womp womp. But hey, what are VHS tapes anyway, right? Because that's very old technology anyhow, right? We're in the digital world. Kids don't know what a VHS is, right? Anyway, with that said, it looks beaten up and a little faded. It's supposed to be, as NECA has informed, that it is supposed to be an exact recreation of the original VHS tape, just using the action figures instead of the real suits used on the cover. And it's supposed to look very old. It's very vintage, very collectible that way. It looks nice. I love the way this actually turned out. From the side here, we got the very nice image of Raphael there, the action figure, doing a doing some kind of zombie walk maybe, or Frankenstein. It was always awkward looking on the actual VHS cover, so I don't get it. Anyway, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we got Donatello with his head popping out of the sewer there. Down below that we got the figures, and then it also has the logo for Real Toys, which is also responsible for the set. On to this side here, and if we look above, we got the NECA logo, which is pretty much recreating the FHE logo, which stands for Family Home Entertainment, in case you didn't know. So, yep, very nice. I like the way that actually turned out. Anyway, we got Donatello crossing his arms, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello in that beaten down truck from the movie where him and Casey Jones were fixing it up and calling each other names by the alphabet, right? So, Real Toys again. And then on the back here, which I'll try to get this all on here, we got Leonardo sitting down on a log. Basically a nice recreation from the film using the action figure instead. Raphael here crossing his arms, very nice. We got some barcode information here, some kind of code I guess. And then we got some quotes from famous YouTube celebrities. It would only make sense to have these up here, right? So anyway, with that said, let's lower the camera here. It's pretty much just a copy and paste of the original poster for the movie with the turtles' heads popping out in the middle of the city. Anyway, got some information which is basically explaining what you get in this set and so much more. We've also got credit to all the sculptors, the packaging people, the paint work and all that. All those responsible for this, they're right here. We got some approximates on the scale of these figures, which is 6.5 inches tall, so they would actually fit in the Legacy line. Yeah. Actually fit in scale with something. Yeah. Anyway, NECA's logo again. NECA's logo right there. Real Toys. And then we got the Nickelodeon logo, just to let you know they're responsible for this as well. And, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this. But we're not done with the actual box, because this isn't the actual box, no. This is underneath, as I go about removing the slit cover. Right. You thought we were done here. Nope. So, what we got here is just a black box, at least on the front here, which was housing all the figures in this nice open window container here. All their accessories, anything else that they come with, you get the whole song and dance. Anyway, On the side here, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the city in the background. Very choppy looking, but hey, it was the time, right? This is not high quality at all. Anyway, on this side here, we got the 4 turtles as it is. We got Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello making up a very nice side packaging here. And then on the back, we got the 4 turtles, basically showcasing them with their weapons, their extra bonus accessories. And the last thing it says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yeah, now we are done with the box here. So let me put this aside. And here are the 4 7-inch heroes in a half shell here, looking very nice. Definitely a nice recreation of the upper scaled figures. Now, downsides for those who collect the 7-inch line, which I do have quite a few action figures from NECA Toys in the 7-inch scale, and I was looking to add these, definitely. But it also makes me wonder at this point, should I really have to own both sizes? I mean, the 1/4 scale are pretty cool. Yes, they are. But now that I've got the 7-inch version of these figures, outside of Raphael in his trench coat disguise, is it really a requirement? I mean, these really do fulfill my needs, so I don't know. I'm still contemplating whether or not to sell off my 1/4 scale, even though the Foot Soldier is getting ready to come out, and so is Shredder sometime next year. The thing is, though, it's only a matter of time before NECA Toys comes out and announces that they will be doing 7-inch scale versions of those figures as well for San Diego Comic-Con next year. I'm betting it. So anyway, let's just go ahead and take a look at the figures. We'll talk about that discussion another time. So let's start off with Leonardo, since he is the leader in blue. This is going to be very difficult considering that I don't have much light going on here. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, Leonardo looks really nice, especially with all the darkness around him. Definitely makes it look like a scene from the movie, because it was a dark movie when you think about it. Very little did you actually see the turtles in daylight, except for when they were on that farm. But anyway, yes, I really do like the way all these figures look. The detail on them is amazing, especially with all the spotted areas. It's not too much. It does blend in perfectly with the actual creation of these suits here, just like the actual suits is what I meant. Of course, the pads, the elbows and knees are worn, which are supposed to be. They do have those silver pins on them as well, where the string would actually wrap them around. That's really nice looking. There's a lot of detail that I could go through on these, but, you know, time is short here. I don't want this to be too long of a video. Anyway, let's take a look at Michelangelo now. So, here's Mikey, with that very nice smiling face. As you can see, his eyes are painted pretty nice. Oh yeah, speaking of which, yeah, I might as well go ahead and show that off with Leo. Maybe you didn't get a good look at it, but yeah, his eyes are pretty straight as well. Some reviewers out there of this set actually said that the eyes can be a hit or miss on some of the figures, but I seem to do pretty good here. Yeah, Michelangelo, definitely. As you can see, he's looking straight forward. Doesn't seem to be any sloppiness whatsoever. The spots on his face are nice. The bandana is really nice as well. The shell is very creative. I mean, look at the detail on that compared to Leo's. Every one of them has their own special iconic look to them as well, which is very nice. So, yeah, I'm sure there are parts shared here and there with them, but when it comes to the shell and the face, it's definitely different, and I appreciate that. So anyway, we'll put him aside now, and we'll take a look at my boy Raphael. Yep, as you can see, very nice, very good. No sloppiness whatsoever. The spots blend in really good with this design. Very cool. There's his shell all scratched up in the back as well. That's very, very much the characteristics of Raphael. He's also got that scar right there, which is very pronounced on the 1/4 scale figure, but it is there on the 7-inch, as you can see. It's nice. His eyes are straightforward as well. His weapons are really nice. The sides look very clean. Very nice paintwork. Nice weathering to the figures as well, just to make them pop. Very good stuff. And now we'll take a look at Donatello here, who always seems to get screwed when it comes to merchandise in some way. Anyway, yeah, here's Donatello now. Yep, got the beak and everything. His eyes are very nicely painted straightforward. See, all four of them. Perfect. This set is amazing. So, yep, there's his strap to his belt, which is as high as it's supposed to be. I know some people would actually say it's supposed to be down here at the waist, but no, actually in the movie it's way up here. You're thinking about the cartoons. Anyway, very nice stuff. And we got a little bit of a paint drop here from the actual color that was used on the side and from the front of his shell here, so I could probably get that off, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not even going to try and scratch it off here. And as you can see, we got some nice detail for his shell as well. Very good. My only complaint about Donatello is that he's missing the string here to actually store away his bow staff when not in use. Now, as you can see, there are holes there to indicate that there was supposed to be something here to keep it in place. Now, NECA Toys did mention something about it a while back. I think it was actually at San Diego Comic-Con in an interview with Pixel Dan. The thing is, though, they haven't mentioned how exactly they're going to redo this area, whether or not it's going to be for the single box release figures to come sometime next year at GameStop. Maybe, and maybe only then, will I try and pick up another Donatello to see whether or not they actually corrected this problem. Still, for those who actually have this very expensive box set, it's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, it's just something that you could probably fix yourself with some string or maybe rubber bands. I don't know. It's just an easy fix is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I mean, if it really bugs you, you can fix it yourself, or you can just wait out like I'm doing. Anyway, there you go. So that's basically the four heroes. Let's get them all repositioned here, because, you know, they look good next to one another, as they should. I mean, they are a really, really nice charm. I'll go for the articulation on them. Now, I'm only going to go by the demonstration of one figure, because they're all one and the same here. Basically, again, sharing the same body sculpt, except for maybe a few details being the shell and the head, and maybe even the belts. So anyway, with that said, let's do this. So we have the ball jointed head, just like the 1/4 scale figure, so you can get all the range that you could possibly ask for before the head actually pops off. So there you have that. Look how low he can actually look down. That's nice. Okay, so the shoulders on a ball joint as well. You get some inward and outward movement, and it's much easier to move around. You can maneuver this very easily on like the 1/4 scale figures, because sometimes the quality on them isn't the best, as demonstrated by Michelangelo. Some people have actually got their 1/4 scale Michelangelo figure broken out of the box. So yeah, the QC seems to be a lot better on these figures here. You can get a lot more movement out of them than you could actually get with the 1/4 scale figures. It does have double jointed elbows, but thanks to the pad, you can only get 90 degrees bend out of the joints. But hey, it's better than nothing. I mean, even the 1/4 scale figures can't brag about this. We do have a hinge joint for inward and outward movement at the wrist. We also have a wrist swivel as well. Right. We also have a ball joint here at the upper torso, so you get a little bit of some movement here, a lot more than, once again, the 1/4 scale figures. So there you have that. The legs, I'm not so sure. I think they're ball jointed, but I can't really see it too well. But you can get this much kicking going forward and get this much going back until it hits the shell, obviously. So it's basically a reset. Anyway, let's test out that JCVD split. Now, I could not do this with the 1/4 scale Michelangelo. I don't want to take that risk, but yeah, with these 7-inch figures, shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think that qualifies right there. I think that's a full-on JCVD split, so yeah, very nice. Let's get this back down. This one's actually a lot tighter in this area here, unlike the left leg. So there we go. You do have a thigh swivel joint next to the ball joint, so you can get as much movement as the figure can allow. You got your double jointed knees that, once again, thanks to the knee pad, can only go 90 degrees. I mean, you could try and bend it a little bit more, but I wouldn't force it, because, you know, quality on NECA Toys figures isn't the best. But anyway, you got your hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet, which also includes a very beautiful ankle rocker pivot. So that's the best as I can do with it looking natural, in other words. But yep, there you go. That's your articulation on these figures. So each of the Ninja Turtles actually have weapon storage, -1, as I mentioned earlier, but just like in the movie, Raphael's sides can actually be attached to his belt from these little slits here at the front. Just getting the arms out of the way and getting these to slide in might be a little bit of a challenge, but it is doable. And as you can see, the belts also do slide very easily. They're glued on the back, but in the front and the two sides here, they are not. They are free moving, which can be a little bit of an annoyance, but hey, it's something. As for Michelangelo, he has very nicely nunchucks here, which are attached by string, which I guess is movie accurate. You know, in all honesty, I think they actually slide in on the side here of his belt. It's the only place that actually has any room at all, as you can see. Just like this. They're supposed to just hang, if I recall. Just hang like that. Not a clean look, but it's doable. It works. So finally, Leonardo's katana swords can be stored in the back of the sheath here. And as you can see, we got a bit of a gap here, which I think is movie accurate, considering that it would be very difficult to pull these out if there wasn't a gap here. It would make it extremely hard to pull this sword out for the actual stunt actor in the costume. So the fact that this actually, they actually put this detail in here is actually pretty good. Even though it does make me worry a little bit about how well these are actually going to hold up over time. In case Leonardo takes a bad tumble off of my shelf, these might actually break very easily without that little bit of solid bit there. I don't know. Still though, they come in and out very cleanly. And you can put the swords back in Leo's hands and prepare for fight against the foot soldiers or Shredder whenever we get 7-inch versions of them. I promise you, it's gonna happen. So moving right along, let's put the figures back just a little bit more so we can do a side-by-side comparisons with other toys out there, not just NECA, but we'll start off with NECA just because. So here's Michael Keaton Batman from their holiday exclusive run at Toys R Us, right? Here's Superman, just so nobody complains. There you go. Not too bad. Looks really good. I also have Arnold Schwarzenegger and his Ultimate T-800 design from Terminator 2 Judgment Day line. There you go. And for anyone else curious, here's Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Scorpion compared to them. And something I haven't actually taken a look at just yet is Spotlight of the reviewing station, but there's Arbiter from Halo Series 2. That is a thing. Alright, so we talked about the figures, we've shown off the scale between one another and other toy lines out there, but what about their accessories? Let's not forget about their accessories, because they do come with a plethora of stuff. Obviously, they come with their signature weapons, which we took a good look at with each and every figure that was put up front end of the camera here, but let me just gather these up here, because I'll show them off in one single go here. And there you have your interchangeable hands. You got some thumbs up poses, which is pretty nice. You got some calm open palm hands, maybe for holding pizza, which we'll look at in just a minute. There's some kind of gripping hands, though I don't think they can hold anything too well in this style, unless, yeah, maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's good for holding the canister, which we'll look at that in just a moment. Let's see, we got a pointing finger. We've also got another kind of calm posed hand, which is very nice. Here's another gripping pizza hand here. And then we got another pointing finger right there and another thumbs up. So yeah, pretty cool. So the turtles also come with interchangeable bandanas. You know, it would have been nice if one of them was like made out of a soft goods material, but I can understand why they didn't do that, especially for these small scale figures. But as it stands here, they are nicely weathered. They look really good. There's not much to really say about them. I'm sure they get the job done, but I'm only going to demonstrate one of these because I don't want to take too much time from this video. So, I haven't done this just yet, to let you know. This is the very first time I'm actually removing any of their already put on bandanas from out of the packaging. And I'm going to replace Raphael's here with this new one, which hopefully will go in easy. Well, that was very difficult to get in there, but it's there, and as you can see, you can position it in any way you want, depending on which way the wind is whipping it. As you can see, it can be on the left, it can be on the right, it can be above his head, making him look like a rooster in some way, but yep, it's very cool. It's kind of flat here on this side, but that's just the style of the bandana, the way it was actually designed, so it's okay. You know, it's a nice add-on, but I prefer his original. Only because it's much easier to get in there and it just drapes down a lot better on his shoulder. So, yeah. Pretty cool add-on. Alright, so next we're going to look at the mutagen canister just because I unveiled it a little earlier than planned. But as you can see, it's got the nice TCRI, not TGRI logo, which is very movie accurate. Alright, we got some seam line there. We got the cut in there, which is pretty much where the ooze would be spilling out. So right there it says retroactive material, which is very accurate. So I even got this number here, CC2, which is pretty cool. We got the biohazard logo right there, and it's got some information right there. Retroactive material, once again. Very small font. The fact that they can actually print that on here on this very small piece is quite amazing. It's on both sides as well, just in case you were wondering. So very movie accurate. I only wish like they could have put a little small LED in here to have this little bit right here, the crack actually glow, which would have been nice. Yeah, so there's that. So the very last bit of accessories that you get with these figures, which you will not be getting with the single box releases, is some slices of pizza. So you got 4 slices here, which are very nicely detailed, just like the 1/4 scale pieces that came with the figures. So you got some peppers, maybe black olive, some pepperoni, very nice melted cheese, which is looking so good. I'm getting hungry here. But as an added bonus, you also get this, which is, you know, it's not movie accurate, clearly. But due to copyright and all that kind of stuff and trademarking, it has to say Tile Game Pizza instead of Domino's. But the detail all around is pretty good. I mean, you do have everything that you would think would be on the box here. My only complaint is that this is actually cardboard, or very thin paper material, because, you know, I get it. It's exactly what the pizza boxes would be made out of. But for this size, this is going to rip very easily. So I'm only going to do this one time as I go about opening this up. You have 4 extra slices of pizza. So if you actually take the time to put these all in a nice circular pattern here, you would have a whole pizza, which is something you can't get with the 1/4 scale figure. So that is a nice add-on, and I appreciate that bonus. Again, I only wish that this wasn't cardboard here. Maybe just like a soft plastic material or something that wouldn't rip so easily. Oh well, it is what it is. And then you also got this nice pamphlet here that is showcasing, do you like your pizza, yes or no, and maybe a good deal here, or at least for the time. Some information down below here at the bottom of it, which I can't make out any of this. So yeah, there you have that. And yeah, overall it looks really nice. And there goes one of the slices of the pizza, and here it is. And I'll just put that right back in the box, and it does hold up pretty good. And I'm sure if I had the right hands on these figures, they could hold this pizza box and be happy. Yeah, pizza for dinner, right? There we go. And yeah, that's basically your accessories here. A lot. I mean, that's quite a bit here. I mean, I really wish I could go more into detail with this, but again, time is very critical at the moment. I have other things that I have to do. So, you know, they're really cool figures. My only problem is that they will break the bank if you're going for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set, because if you want these extra accessories that you're not going to get with the single box figures coming out next year, this is the only way to get it at the moment. And as far as I know, the only way to actually get these figures is from eBay, which you're going to be paying the scalper prices, which is unfortunate. But you know, again, really cool figures regardless of how you get them. But if you can hold out for a couple of months when they actually release these figures again in their single box release for GameStop exclusives, they're going to be easier to find. They're going to cost a lot less. I think they're going to cost $20 each figure, so that's a pretty good deal when compared to what I had to pay to get these, which is basically an arm and a leg. But I wasn't willing to wait, and I wanted these extra accessories just so I have more displaying options with my figures when compared to yours, especially with what I got in store next. The only problem is with that big thing, I don't know exactly how I'm going to review it. But yeah, I can give you a good hint of what it is. It's right up there with the NECA figures that I was talking about throughout this video, and I was not insulting them at all. They are really cool figures, but when it really comes down to it, like I said earlier, these figures pretty much fulfill my requirements. So whether or not I'm going to be keeping the 1/4 scale is a discussion for another time. But yeah, if you saw it, the diorama playset is next. Well, not really a playset. It's basically for a collector's line. It's a displaying option. And it's kind of cool in its own way. But again, that's next time. That's not this time. I need to go ahead and close this out. So, questions or comments, do hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until then, this is the Unprofessional Toy Reviewer, Red as Power, signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you whenever you see me.